Yes, indeed. See, dance, everybody. Well, welcome to the show. Oh, Mixture of Variety, the podcast. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yes, indeed. You are now tuned in to the hottest podcast across the land, the hottest podcast across the globe, and definitely the hottest podcast on YouTube Live. We live streaming, baby. Yes, indeed. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. This is Mixture of Variety. I go by the name of Patient Zero. Give it up one time. Oh, all right. Yes, indeed. Studio audience, where you at? Make some noise. Hey. What's the October vibes like? Let me know. Happy October 1st, ladies and gentlemen. October 1st. We made it to October. We made it. Somehow we made it. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. You are here with me. I'm here with you. We're going to practice mindfulness tonight and just stay in the moment. We have a special show for you tonight, as we always do, because this is just what we does. Around these parts. A Mixture of Variety. So, if you found us just randomly, or you found us through word of mouth, or you found us through IG, make sure you follow us, by the way, on IG. That's the only social media we really have right now to promote the show, so make sure you follow us because it's easy to share stuff on there. And at the same time, the shows that we do, that I'm going to get into in a second, it is a variety show, so you never know what we're going to be talking about unless you follow us on IG, because I will hit you in the head with a banner letting you know what we're talking about that night, letting you know if we have a bonus show, a bonus episode, letting you know what time Savage Saturday is, because we do Savage Saturday on Saturday. We do Sunday spirituality on Sunday. Monday and Wednesday are our main shows, our main audio shows, I should say. Our main audio shows, Monday and Wednesday, on an app called Castbox. Very easy to download if you want to listen to us live. Boom, there you go. If you can listen to us live because life gets in the way, pandemic gets in the way, kids gets in the way, work gets in the way, it's all good, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless, you can catch us on all podcast platforms, okay? You already know. You can catch us on all podcast platforms, from Spotify to iHeart to Google to Amazon. We're officially everywhere. More importantly, though, is our live stream. And our live stream is every Friday night. And you are watching the live stream right now. Welcome. Mixture of Variety. It's a mixture of ideas, a variety of topics, which equals Mixture of Variety. We put the odd in podcasts. We truly do. We put the odd in podcasts. And, that's just what we do. We try to stand out because a lot of people have podcasts these days. You feel me? A lot of people have podcasts. So we have to do what we have to do to stand out. And if you watch long enough, or you've been a fan, if you've been a mixer, if you've been lost in the mix, as we say, and we put the odd in pod, if you get lost in the mix and you're a mixer, you already know this. We try to do things differently. And speaking of doing things differently, that's why we have this platform, and that's why we go live every Friday night. We've been doing it since January of this year. It's been popping off. A lot of people like it. A lot of views, comments, likes. Make sure to subscribe. Please subscribe. Please share. Please let everybody know about the show, because we're doing big things. So you might as well hop on the train now before you get left in the dust. You feel me? Don't get left in the dust. Don't get left in the dust. Ladies and gentlemen, incredible show for you tonight. I can't wait to introduce you to this guest. Some of you might know him already. Value for Viral. Value for Viral. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Value for Viral is joining us live in a live stream tonight. And big shouts to him because his time zone is actually like 4 or 5 hours ahead of us here on the East Coast. So it's 9:08 right now. It's, 2:08, something like that in the morning. So big shouts to him for doing this because of that reason alone. But we've been talking before. We did an IG live together, but we had to make it official, and that's what we're doing tonight. That's what we're doing tonight. So if you're a newbie and you're just checking us out, we truly do talk about anything and everything. We can talk about anything from mental health and addiction to having sex with gay midget aliens. And that is a show that you don't want to miss. I promise you that. But listen, we talk about some real stuff. And then, we'll talk about we'll talk about something like mental illness, mindfulness. Let's take a quick break and just do the mindfulness bell real quick. When you hear the mindfulness bell, just take a deep breath. Just remember where your feet are planted. And remember that this moment is truly all we have. Remember, we're rocking out tonight. I'm here with you. You're here with me. Here we go. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Sometimes we just got to remind ourselves to do that, You got to remind yourselves to do that, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes it definitely feels really good. I'm telling you that. It definitely feels really good. Nothing to, just to relax us and keep us in the mood. But because we talk about that, like I said, you got to follow us on IG. So when we do a show, you know what we're talking about. Like most podcasts, these are our thoughts, views, and opinions. Big shouts to you guys watching. I see you. Thoughts, views, and opinions. But more importantly, and the reason why we have a passion behind this, and the reason why we even started doing a podcast in the first place, is because of our life experiences, strength, and hope. Hold on, pause for a second. I keep saying we, and I did not say anything about Nikki P. I apologize. Nikki P, my beautiful co-host, she does the show with me. She's up there. There she is. Nikki P. She is the other half of the show. Like Beauty and the Beast. You feel me? She's the beauty on the beast. All right, not funny at all. So big shouts to her. She's not on the show tonight because she's still on vacation, which is a beautiful thing. I'm so happy. She definitely deserved it and she definitely needed it. But she's still on vacation and she will be back next week, live and direct. She will be live and we'll be able to do the show together once again. So with that being said, the disclaimer is, if you are hypersensitive or get butthurt easy, this podcast is definitely not for you. Sick and twisted dark humor, vulgar uncensored language, and politically incorrect conversations are just some of the things, and fun, you'll hear on Mixture of Variety, which means listener discretion is definitely advised.
Where's my glasses?
Oh, shit.
I can't hear you. Huh?
What up, Granny?
What? What did you say?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Granny. She's actually the third co-host of the show. We love her to death. We realized that her and her aide were coming to the show often, all the time, even when we didn't even have a show. And we love her for that reason alone. Then we found out that she has Alzheimer's and dementia, so we kind of made like a VIP section for her, although it's really a Alzheimer's and dementia section. But she doesn't know that, and she doesn't need to know that. And if she knew that, she would forget it anyway. But then, ladies and gentlemen, it goes deeper than that, because then we found out that, she has like gang tats. We caught her doing a bunch of drugs in the parking lot. She's always getting arrested from a nursing home. We always got to bail her out. So we're thinking like, okay, this lady is welling out. One day, she actually came to the studio. She was holding a big ass bag. I was confused. I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, if she has Alzheimer's and dementia, I'm thinking that she possibly has sundowner syndrome as well, and she could just wild out at any moment. Well, I didn't know that for sure. Nikki P wasn't opening the bag. I wasn't going to open the bag. We had security open the bag, and ladies and gentlemen, it was a 3-foot dildo.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Hold on, time out. Yes, I'm not lying, ladies and gentlemen. That is a true story. So me and Nikki P laughed for about 15 and a half minutes, and then we knew for sure that we had to make her a co-host of the show. I mean, how could you not after that, right? How could you not after that? It is just too much. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, the icing on the cake was that her 100th birthday was on our 100th audio show. Yes, we do the audio show too. Like I said, all podcast platforms. You can check us out from Spotify to Apple to Google to everywhere. And of course, you can check us out on YouTube, live streaming every Friday night. But we're a podcast first. We've been a podcast since February 2020. And you can check us out there. But her 100th birthday was actually on our 100th show. Can you believe it? I still can't believe it to this day. We love you, Granny. Oh, shit, ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. And the breaking news comes in the form of a segment that we like to call Mini Holidays. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mini Holidays. Why? Because every day is a holiday.
I like turtles.
And we do like turtles. That is a fact. Big shouts to Jonathan Ware. Where you at? Jonathan Ware, where you at? Come to the show, bro. We gotta interview you, bro. ASAP. All right. So our special guest is going to be joining us in a second, but let's see how many we can get through of these. We do mini holidays just because they're fun, they're funny, they're random, and they're funny. So sometimes, for the most part. Sometimes there's like 3 or 4 of them. Sometimes there's like 80 of them. But either way, Nikki P and I never look at these ahead of time. So let's get right into it. It is October 1st. I remember to say the date. I'm very happy about that. Happy October to everybody. I can't believe it. Because now the rest of the year is just going to fly by. But I absolutely love Halloween, so I'm very happy about that. So, mini holidays for October 1st. It's CD player day. CD player day. Are you guys still using CDs? I hope so. I hope you are. Some millennials don't even know what CDs are. Homemade cookie day. All right. Can't go wrong with that. International Coffee Day. Big shouts to the coffee drinkers. I am the 0.1% of the country that does not drink coffee and actually hates it. Thinks it's absolutely disgusting. I don't like the smell. I don't like anything about it. I'm just an oddball like that. You feel me? International Day of Older Persons. International Day of Older Persons. Well, I think Granny heard that, but I think she went back to sleep in the audience. Big shouts to Granny. International Music Day. I hope this music isn't too loud, because last week it was too low. I guess we'll find out. I think it's all right. International Raccoon Appreciation Day. I mean, talk about random, right? Talk about random. It is also Kids Music Day. All right. I don't know. Okay. Good. I don't know what to say with that one. Less Than Perfect Day. Well, it's okay if you're less than perfect. If you're doing something, nobody's perfect, right? It says, yes, indeed. You see it? Yes, indeed. And that picture is actually that background. That's a cool ass mug. Nikki P has one as well. All right. It is also Manufacturing Day. Model T Day. National Black Dog Day. Aw, all dogs are amazing. I've come to the conclusion over the years, ladies and gentlemen, that I like animals more than human beings. That is 100% fact. And black dogs are included in that mix. National Book It Day. Hey, look, I got some cool books for you. Got some cool books for you if you're interested, you know. I got to spend more time and actually read them. That would be a plus. National Denim Day. National Denim Day. All right, fantastic. I don't even like wearing, I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys could agree with me or on the same page, but I feel like the older that I get, the more it's about comfort than fashion. I never was like a fashion type person anyway. Fashionista, whatever they're called. I don't know. I never was like that anyway. But it's just funny that the older that I get, boom. All about comfort, baby. Especially the world that we live in now. National Diversity Day. Diversity? Diversity. I don't know why I said diversity. Diversity Day. Diversity Day. National Fire Pup Day. Oh, another dog one. Another dog one. National Hair Day. That's something that I cannot celebrate, as you could see. As you could see. But that's another thing. No fucks given. Not only is it all about comfort, no fucks given, you know? As you get older, it's just like, what are you gonna judge me? What are you gonna say something about me? Like I'm way too old for that. I mean, I'm 40. I'm not like, you know. National Lace Day. I am wearing lace. You guys can't see it, but waist down, nothing but lace. Let me see here. National Pumpkin Spice Day, of course, because it's October. National Pumpkin Spice Day. That's good. Fantastic. Pumpkin spice is the worst thing ever created. It's the worst thing ever created. And once it was created, for some reason, that flavor is in everything. Everything. Every over-the-counter item, every bakery item. They have gum-flavored pumpkin spice. It's just too much for me to handle.
Yeah.
She knows what I'm talking about. She knows what I'm talking about. All right. This is a long list, huh? It's also Platter Day. What? Plaid? Yeah, Platter Day. Platter Day. Like people that are rocking plaid and they have to, I guess they have a day for it. They truly do have a day for everything, so that's kind of funny. World Smile Day. World Smile Day. No matter what's going on in this crazy world, we still gotta smile, right? We gotta laugh. We gotta joke about it. I feel like laughter is definitely the best medicine, and I feel like there's just too much going on. You know, you could absorb yourself into it, you could overwhelm yourself with it, where it just becomes overbearing and it just takes over in a sense. Even if you're not affected with, you know, something directly. Like if the mandate doesn't affect you at all, or you don't care because you got the, I can't say anything, my YouTube channel will come down in a second. I'll get a strike. or you never got 19. You know what I mean? And but still, it doesn't matter because it's obviously it's a worldwide thing. But I'm just saying that you have to breathe, you have to laugh at things, you have to joke about things, and you have to have people around you doing the same. Your circle shows who you are, which is why my circle is mad small. I used to have a huge circle of friends, friends that either turned out to be frenemies or were fake friends or whatever it is. Oh, wait, let me just see here. All right. He just texted me. Good look. Our special guest should be here soon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's finish these up. World Vegetarian Day, ladies and gentlemen, is the last one. And that is mini holidays for Friday, October 1st. Give it up one time. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. So he's going to hop on right now. It's like 2:30 in the morning right now. I mean, it's 2:30 in the morning where he's at, which I still don't even know exactly where he's at. But we're going to find out. I'm going to ask him as soon as he pops in this room. But yeah, so basically what we're going to be talking about today, because it is a mixture of variety, you never know what you're going to get. Like I said before, is what we're going to talk about just the highlighted shows. Obviously, if we have over 250 audio shows plus the YouTube shows, we talk about more than this, but we talk about mindfulness, mental health, mental illness, addiction, recovery, stories from a halfway house, because that's actually where Nikki P and I met, in a halfway house. We have stories from rehab. We have sex shows, shows dedicated to sex, relationships, current events. And then one of the topics that we actually do talk about is UFOs, aliens, conspiracy theories. And my man, who's joining us in a minute, is all about conspiracy theories. But his conspiracy theories are, in my mind, 95% of them are facts. And if you go to his page, you'll see he's got receipts. You know what I mean? He doesn't just pull up this information with nothing to back it up. He definitely backs it up. And a lot of it is crazy. A lot of it, people who have not taken the red pill, people who have not woken up in this world and actually see the world for what it is, and it's not just in the matrix, if you will, and it's just in their bubble and the physical world, what they see around them, and what they're the ones that will. The government is here to protect me, and if they say jump, I'll say how high and stuff like that. But there's so much more to this world that we all live in, and this world that we all share, and a lot of people don't want to hear anything that's going to cause any fear or confusion, so they just dismiss it. They just dismiss it as a conspiracy theory. Ladies and gentlemen, it's easy to do that. If you're going to cause some fear in my life, if you're going to talk about something that is actually backed up with facts, and you can do some research, but I don't want to do some research because that's pretty scary stuff. That's pretty intense. My brain can't really I can't wrap my head around it. My brain is like rattling. And because of that, people will just call it a conspiracy theory. Now, I'm not going to talk about the ones that we're going to get into tonight, but I will say this. If you learn something from this show, it's this. What is the difference between a conspiracy theory and reality. Think about it. Think about it for a second. What's the difference between conspiracy theory and reality? About 6 months, ladies and gentlemen. About 6 months. Back in May of 2020, and the beautiful thing is that we have receipts too, because all of our shows are recorded. All of our podcasts are recorded. In May of 2020, we were one of the first ones, the first shows, the first people, the first anything that started talking about this virus possibly got released from it got released from a thing. I'm not trying to get a strike on my channel. I apologize. I gotta talk in code, but you guys know what I mean. People call this conspiracy theories. People stopped following us. People would curse at us in the chat room on Castbox. It was pretty comical. Because at that time we were just throwing out ideas. But they were coming from an actual place. And then about 8 months later, that's all was on the news, And then we started talking about the fraud man, Fauci, and his involvement and the gain of function and everything else. It gives me a headache. It really truly does. And I'm definitely not going to talk about that kind of stuff on tonight's show because we have some badass conspiracy theories to talk about. I'm talking about tonight. We're talking more about like the satanic force that basically has Earth wrapped up in its hand. Satanic force that has taken over Hollywood, the music industry, any type of artist, anybody that wants to make it big. We're going to be talking about secret societies. There's things that there's levels to this, right? There's levels to this in this world. Do you guys know? Do you guys know this? There's levels to this. If you want to take your music or your acting career or whatever to a certain level, you get to about here. And if you're okay with that amount of money that you're making and that amount of fame, you can stay right there. It's all good. You might be pressured a little bit if they really see that you are an influencer and you can really influence the masses. You might be a little pressured more. But once you get pressured, or if you want to take your career to the next level where you want to be Justin Bieber, Beyonce, Jay-Z type level of money and fame, there's things that you have to go through to get there. And there's people in charge of that won't let you get to a certain point unless you do either join a society, a secret society, or whatever it is. I mean, as you can imagine, there's a lot of emphasis on symbolism when it comes to Freemasons, Masonry, Illuminati. These are real things. These are real things that do exist. These are actual organizations that do exist. These are groups that actually exist. and we'll make sure that you are spreading as many symbols as possible. And a lot of the symbols are, anything 666 related. 666 like this, or devil horns around the eye. Actually, I think it's the left eye. The all-seeing eye. They'll block out one eye in most of their pictures and whatnot. And some people will say, why is that even an issue? Why is that even an issue? So what? They do some symbolism. Well, because those symbols are from Satan. Anything 666 related, any really dark videos you could see, like if it's a YouTuber, or if it's somebody on TikTok, or if it's somebody in the music industry or an actor, and their career just soars and it goes through the roof, and now they're richer than ever and more famous than ever. You can tell that they had to go through some process to get there. And the way that you tell is that you can see that from their older work that they're just doing whatever they need to do, music wise or acting. But then all of a sudden, everything starts to turn really dark. Everything starts to turn really dark, and there's more black, and there's more fire in the videos, and there's more one eye, all-seeing eye, and there's more, blood, and there's more hardcore, and there's more hypersexuality, a lot less clothes. And all of that is part of the agenda. All of that is part of the agenda because they want to spread this agenda to the entire world. That is the agenda. They want to spread this satanic evil force or this darkness around the entire world. Doesn't matter what religion you are. Doesn't matter. Not only religion. It doesn't matter if you're in politics or if you're an actor. There's many times where the fraud Fauci came out on stage and he was actually doing Illuminati or Freemason signs, like hand gestures. And if you didn't know, it's hidden in plain sight. Right? It's hidden in plain sight. If you don't know what he's doing, you're not paying any attention, then you're just going to go about your day and think, oh, look at that, the little hobbit telling me to wear a mask or not wear a mask, or to get one shot or to get 4 shots, or to wear a mask inside or not. Like all hell, King Fauci. Unfortunately, people really do look at him like that, though. That's so sad. But anyway, this is real stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is real stuff, and this is happening every day. And the real scary part to me is not that this all exists. Is when it comes into politics, when politics come into play or whatever, you really think, like, what is their agenda if they're all affiliated with the same organization? And then that's where I start thinking about the jab, if you will. And that's why I've done podcasts before in the last 2 months or so, full podcasts just talking about this on the audio show, because a lot of people are obviously talking about it and having their own opinions about it. But if you have this same, all these people are in the same organization, and they want nothing but to destroy this country or this world or depopulate. Ooh, depopulate. I wonder what's a good way to depopulate. Well, maybe if we can instill fear in the population and have such fear on the population that we can offer something that'll take away their fear. And as long as we can get those injections inside of them, then we won, because then we can do anything. And who knows what the short-term effects are already terrible. Who knows what's going to happen with the long-term effects? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And then it's not even just that. Then you have the second shot. Then you have the third. Then you have a booster. Then you have a booster every 2 months. You know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But I just think that way because so many of them are evil and so many of them are corrupt. And then you bring it back to like the music industry, okay? I wanted to talk about this with my guest, but I don't know where he's at, actually. I'm not gonna lie. He texted me. He said, okay. 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Let's see what we got here. I definitely want you guys to hear his side of everything, and his outlook and his perspective is crazy. I've been a fan of him way before the podcast. And then I just randomly asked him if he wanted to, go on the show. Sometimes you got to do that, though. You guys know, if you're a podcaster or if you're, a YouTuber or something like that, sometimes you got to go out of your way and just ask, yo, you want to be a guest on my show? What's the worst that they can say? No. I've been ignored by several people. I'll ask people that have 100,000 followers on Instagram. We have like 5,000. No, we have like 40. We have like 4,700. I'll reach out to people with 100,000 followers and be like, "Hey, you want to be on our show?" You know what I mean? I might get blocked, but that's how the game goes, All right, let's see what's going on. All right, he said, "Okay, man." Where's he at? Oh, there he is. 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 My man. My man. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
How are you, man?
Hey, there he is. You made it.
Man,
what's going on, bro?
It's very early on the West Coast. On the East Coast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where are you at?
Man, I'm at GMT +1. So.
Wow, you're out there. Well, I'm happy that you're awake.
Man, it's real. I'm just like, I got up on time. So how is it, man? How's it going?
Good, good, man. We're just talking, I'm just letting people know about, well, I was letting people know about you for a little bit as well, but you can introduce yourself. I just, we were talking about different conspiracy theories.
That's right. Let me just try to get my computer ready, because I think my phone is kind of like low, so I'll switch my computer.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I hear you good. You're coming in good, and I see you, so that's good. That's a plus.
So how is it?
Yeah, you look like you're what's that guy's name? Julian Assange or whatever, like hiding from the government. You're like two floors underneath in a basement somewhere.
Man, it's 2 in the morning. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. So it's fine.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, we were just talking about different conspiracy theories. I wanted to get, I saved some because I want to talk to you directly, because I know that you have, obviously your whole page is dedicated to this. And you have a lot, you have a lot of stuff to say about all this. So I mean, what do you? I guess my main question is, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do to spread awareness and open people's eyes and try to awaken them to let people know that this world is really taken over by a dark satanic force that is basically getting inside our society and destroying it from within.
Actually, like when it comes to stuff like that, you can't do much. You can't really do much because people themselves have decided to give into the darkness. So I think it's about trying to like awaken them spiritually because they really need some kind of like spiritual awareness for them to know that the world they're living in is controlled by dark forces. Because no matter how you try to wake people up, in fact, they enjoy the things that happen in the world. Some people don't even believe in God. So this is like this is the last war, and at the end of the day, they will be in hell. So
Yeah.
because I've tried my best to wake people up, and
Well, that's why it's a beautiful thing that that you are trying to spread awareness and talk to the people, and you put out these videos that get several views, and a lot of people share them, and a lot of people talk about them, and it gets the conversation started because this infiltration that's happening is just
the main issue is that it depends on where you raise. Okay, if you're raised in a world where there's really that spiritual realm, let's say if you're raised in Jamaica, if you're raised in Haiti, if you're raised in this like Africa, where there's really that spirituality is pretty much different from those who are raised in America and UK and all those countries like that. Because there it is hidden in plain sight. Okay, people see it, but they think it's normal. Okay, people
yes.
see it and they think it's normal. But like when I'm growing up, I know, okay, because when I was growing up, I could see this like witchcraft, I could see this thing. I know that this is evil, I know this is good. Okay, because I've seen people, come on live, confess. I've seen people like die, like they really die, and like, and that this person killed this person. It's different, man. And you don't need a gun to kill somebody, okay? Because most people are used to like guns, guns, weaponry. But if you're growing up in another world, they don't use guns. They just use witchcraft, voodoo and all these things. That moment you're dead.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's completely different. Okay, because the main way is to kill a human being. So when you grow up in that kind of world, it's different, man. Like that, okay, I know this is real. This satanic stuff is real. This God stuff is real. Because there's a battle, okay? There's a battle between both worlds.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
So the whole new world order bringing in the agendas to the masses, people seeing what is really going on, and just feel like it's a joke. It's sad, man. It's sad because I know that maybe they might feel like, okay, like Christians are kind of like pushing up their agendas, but no, this is real, and we have to be very careful because after this realm is completely spiritual. Okay, the moment you're dead, just know that you be spirit being forever and ever and ever. And if you go to the graveyard, you see those, moving around, chilling around, and you think like you're not different from them. Okay, soon you'll be like them. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So make sure that while you're having this last chance on earth, make sure that you get yourself right with every single thing, and make sure that you're right. Because like There are things that people can do that research. They can travel around. I mean, man, like it's crazy because you see all the celebrities there using symbolism from ancient Egypt. Man, half you even know how Egypt are? Because people don't even know where Egypt. Like, if I give you the map, I'm like, okay, this is a map of the world. Can you locate Egypt? No, you don't even know.
Right.
But your celebrities are using ancient ancient Egyptian symbolism. I mean, the Illuminati though is from Egypt, but people don't even know where Egypt is found. But I believe that if you went to Egypt and you did your research, you'll be very, very woke. Okay. If you went to Rome, if you went to Greek, these some places and you did your research, you'll be very woke.
Wow.
So
So
that's why, like,
if you
go ahead.
if there really is hidden in plain sight, and it definitely is, if it came from Egypt or whatever the Illuminati's and secret societies, why do they have to like shove it down our throats in every Hollywood movie, in every music video, in everywhere? Why, if people don't know what the symbols are, why are they shoving it in our face constantly?
Because they want you guys to know, okay, and because number one, it's a way of communication, okay. The world has many different languages, okay. The world has many different languages, but it's still the same thing, okay. The main stuff is that the main majority of the people on earth will make it to hell, and they want to make it like open in a way that you won't be like, I never had a choice, God. I never had a choice. You had a choice, okay. You had a choice. You saw this symbolism. See, let us know one thing, okay. The devil is very wicked, okay. He's very, very wicked. He will make sure that he puts everything in your face so that on that judgment day, because he will be there. He will be there in front of God, and the Bible says the devil is the accuser of brethren, okay. Means he will be there. So when you want to be like, I didn't say, you saw that, you saw that, you saw that symbolism, and you still followed him. You see, so if you are out
Okay,
there,
yeah.
you have no excuse in front of God. You have no excuse because he'll be like, I showed you guys, you watch this channel, you know this is evil, but you still make, because we all have choice. Okay, we all have choices, and the little as it might be is very important, because every little choice you make right now could save you like in 10,000 years in hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you? So if our, I always say on this podcast, I say we are spiritual beings living a human experience. But
Yeah.
if we're here such a short period of time, and a lot of people completely forget the spiritual side, they're so absorbed with the human side that their spirituality is completely left on the back burner, and then it's almost like, where do you go from there? Because if you're do people just believe that they're agnostic or atheist, or do they get involved in a cult because, you know what I mean, like, are they occultic now because they don't know what they're doing, or what direction is that they should be headed, and they are not connected with higher self, a higher power, a higher being, a higher God?
Actually, like, I guess like my budget is like 2%, so I'll try to like get a power bank. Okay. Let me just.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking to Value for Viral. Make sure you check them out. Value for Viral. And you can check them out everywhere. Check him out on YouTube, and check him out on social media for sure. But his YouTube channel is where it's at. If you want to, I mean, if you really want to dive in, we're just touching the surface right now. If you really want to dive in and you actually want to see the receipts and you want to see the proof and you want to see everything that he's bringing to the table, I to this day I don't know where he gets his material from, but maybe that's why he's in an underground bunker right now, because the government's watching him. No, I'm just playing. But you know, he definitely has some real stuff, and if you watch it, it's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
So like I'll be back in like 20 minutes. Like let me get my computer connected.
Sure, you're good, man.
Can you
You're
get
good.
me?
I hear you. I don't
I'll
see
be back
you.
in, like, okay, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Let me get my computer connected.
Okay, no problem. All right, so he's just gonna reconnect, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everybody that's watching right now. I mean, I'm sure you're intrigued, but like I said, we're just scratching the surface. We are just getting started with this conversation. We have a lot to talk about, and once again, this is value for viral. Just type that in, and you'll see all his videos. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, a lot of this stuff that we are discussing and that he is saying doesn't seem real because you can't wrap your head around it. But you have to remember that we are spiritual beings living a human experience, and there's a lot more going on in this world than just the human matrix that we're all living in. Okay? Now is the time. Now is the time. And I'm going to get into that too when he comes back. He just got to reconnect his computer. And now is the time to get ready. And I mean, and I'm talking about getting ready like spiritually ready. Spiritually ready. You know, it's time. You guys know, or maybe you're feeling that there's some type of connection that you're not paying attention to, or maybe you are and you can strengthen it. You know, while he's reconnecting, I can tell you my story real fast. Listen, I never used to wear crucifixes, and a lot of people will say that I'm just fronting. But let me just tell you my story, okay? Between being born and about 15, 16 years old, I experienced 3 religions in my life. And then I said, no, I'm good. No religion for me. So then I was atheist. Didn't believe in God. Only talked to God when I really needed something, you know, or when I was in a really bad place. You know how that goes. Where you actually say, you know, please God, get me out of this. Drugs and alcohol took over my life. I was an active addict for about 16, 17 years. Relapsing a bunch of times. Rehabs a bunch of times. Day programs. 9 months at a halfway house. The beautiful thing about that, though, this was in 2012 when it started. When I just gave up, right? I had to go to my first rehab. Unfortunately, it wasn't the only time that I actually stopped using. But at that time, I had to, because I couldn't take it anymore. And a lot of beautiful things come out of AA, rehab, and those type of programs, because they really connect you on a spiritual path, and they make you, you know, you have to have a higher power, like some type of higher power. So the higher power I felt like I was connected to the energy of the universe for a long period of time, the energy of the universe. That was my higher power. Because of my religion situation in the first 16 years of my life, I couldn't really say God. I couldn't really say God at that time, but it was a higher power. I was in a really bad spot. I would say, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, maybe, in an incredibly horrible spot and situation, and it was going on for a couple days. And it was one of those times where I was clawing at the walls because I wanted to relapse and hurt myself and do other things. I was just, starting to lose hope. Maybe everything that was just going on was really getting to me subconsciously. Who knows? And then I was watching some YouTube videos, and I saw a couple sermons, and I saw a couple priests. They were it was almost like they were talking to me, and I felt very comforted by that. And then I felt what some people call the Holy Spirit. Do I still think it's the Holy Spirit? I have no idea. I'm not Catholic. I'm not Christian. I'm not Protestant. I'm not any of that. I'll admit that. But other people that I talk to about that, they right away say that was the Holy Spirit. And what it was is that I just had this warm sensation all over me. And it was almost like my body was vibrating, but very, very, very softly and comforting. It was almost like I took 4 Xanax, like Xanax bars. It was the most calming, relaxing sensation that I've felt in my entire life sober. Okay, I've never felt anything like that before. And at the same time, I was smiling, and I couldn't stop smiling, and I was tearing like it was a flood. It was a flood down my eyes, and I didn't feel like I was crying. I didn't feel like crying. I didn't feel like anything. It was just pouring down. So those, that whole situation put together, when I tell people that, that's what they say, it's the Holy Ghost, whatever it is. But either way, from that moment, it was almost like the spirituality that I've had for the last 9 years since I started rehab exploded, and it was now so intensified that it became the main thing in my life, the main focus in my life. And that's when all fear went away. That's when most of my anxiety went away. Just knowing that as long as I connect this spiritual plane, if I'm just constantly in the spiritual zone, then everything will be fine. And then the fact that I have a podcast where we can actually reach some people, I try to tell people the same thing. I'm not trying to be a counselor. I'm not trying to be a therapist. I'm not trying to be anything like that. I'm just talking about my experience. Like I said before, life experiences, strength, and hope, right? That's what it's all about. That's what this whole podcast is all about. Excuse me. Life experiences, strength, and hope. And that's exactly what it is. I bought 2 different Bibles. I have 3 different crosses, and I just feel comfortable. That's what makes me comfortable right now. Maybe it took me 40 years of my life to direct myself in that direction, where now I can meet Christ. Maybe. I don't know. But what I do know is that I feel comforted knowing that I have a connection with Christ. I do feel like it's made me more conservative in a way. I feel like it's made me more, I think before I act type thing. I definitely try to be a better human being. So those are all good things. Those are all good things. But, regardless, that's what it's about. And we're going to keep the conversation going right now because Value for Viral is back in the building. Hey, there he is.
Yeah, man.
What's up, man? You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get you clear, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was going off. I didn't even look down to see that you were in the room. But all right, good. Yeah. You got your little setup there. That's what's up. So continuing the conversation, right? There's so many Um, I want to touch a little bit more about the symbolism because the
Okay.
symbolism that is so much uh hidden in plain sight, like we said, or hidden in plain view, whatever it
Yeah.
is. Um,
Yeah.
I've never seen it as explosive as it is now in the last few years, and it just continues to get worse. And I also feel that it's let's say music videos or movies have continuously
Movies.
gotten darker and darker and more twisted and more perverted and more a lot less close and a lot more whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. And when it just gets to that point and all of that, I see constantly, I see them throwing up 666. I see them doing the all seeing eye. I see them doing
Yeah.
all these things, and they're just making a point, or is it some type of ritual that they're a part of?
No, the truth is that you gotta understand that the main purpose of symbolism is a means of communication. Okay, it's a means of communication. Like I said, the words are very big. It's very big. It has a lot of languages. Okay, so just think about it. Like one day we all had someday, like let's say in the past, right? We all spoke one language. We all had one accent. Okay, I mean, like no matter where you come from, we all spoke the same and we all had the same accent. So that was what happened. Okay, so ever since the word, like, because like God got angry because he saw what man was doing. They're trying to like build a Tower of Babel. Yeah, so he destroyed that. Okay, he went through the spirit of men and confused them completely. So we all have now different languages. No matter, even if you speak English, you will
Mm,
still have a different accent depending on where you're coming from, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So just think about that. Okay. So what was the means? What was the strategy that they had to use to communicate with each other? Because this world is very spiritual. Okay. Okay, it's very spiritual. So people need to communicate with each other. So they need to use symbolism in order. Because like if I use this symbol and you're in the occult in, let's say, in Brazil, you will know that okay, this guy is part of that shit too. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So that's the main means of communication. And in these last days, the issues that we're in the last days, so there's like it has become worse. It has become very worse. So they need to make sure that they go out, they spread the whole virus around. I mean, like every new artist that comes into the game or every new movie, you have to see something like something satanic there, because they have to let you know that this this stuff, it belongs to us. Okay, this guy, he's our puppet. He works for us. So the main reason why they use symbolism is a means of communication. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. That makes sense. Do you think that their main goal is to infiltrate and affect the children of this world?
Actually, the main goal is that they want to completely change this world to something else, the way it was before. Okay, and the young kids. I mean, like if you're born in the 90, like from 90, the 90s. I mean, the world is completely different. Like from what we saw back there is quite different from what we're seeing right now, because now it's just worse. Okay, now the
Oh
new
yeah.
internet, yeah, it's completely different, right? I mean, the way things are, like the level of immorality, it has risen up to a different, like to a whole new level, and they just keep spreading that virus. The main issue is that they want the new generation to flow the new world order. Okay,
Yes.
and like I said in the last time in the last podcast, that the new world order is not new. It's something that has happened before. Okay, but now people haven't really accepted it. Okay, because ever since Christianity came across the world, things changed. Like everything changed. All those Sumerian gods, all those Zeus, all those gods. Like when Jesus Christ came and died on the cross for everyone, all those gods, they went to the sky and they just like they went to the hiding places. Okay, but the truth is that they existed. Zeus,
Mhm.
like it was real. It was real. Like these guys really came down on Earth, came up with a whole story, deceive human beings that they are gods and that we should worship them, and people did worship them. So all this ancient Egypt, ancient whatever, those things were real. Like because people think it's like a myth or a myth. It was real. Zeus is real. He's still alive up to this moment. He's somewhere in the air, we call it astrological war. In French, I would say the monde astrum. Yeah, that's where he is right now, and he is there. Is that because we live in the real world, we can see these things, but if you're very spiritual, you will see these things. Okay, so they're all real. So don't think it's a fake. Zeus is real. Chronos, all those gods, they're all real. They're all fallen angels. They came on earth, came up with a story, fooled mankind, and mankind they worship them. And now when Jesus Christ came, they're all gone. Okay, but they want to bring back their agenda. So okay, so the whole Anunnaki is all real. So but they want to bring back their agendas and they can't bring it except we are in that kind of world. Don't forget, back in those days, there was nothing good, nothing bad because the whole world was controlled by evil. The world was very evil. Okay, so when I see people like okay, like pedophilia is bad. No, back in those days, it was okay. It was very okay to take your child and throw it in the fire. That's what people did
Uh-huh.
back then, but people don't even know. They think oh, okay like no it's no that's what people did back in those days. It was called Moloch, and even up to now people still worship that god called Moloch. So they want to bring the world back to that stage, okay, where it
I
was
was about to
okay.
say that.
Yeah, where it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
okay to do evil. It was okay to be a pedophile. You can do whatever. Nobody will say no. Nobody will say this is bad. Nobody. That's what they're bringing us back to, and the new generation have to flow with that agendas. As we are, as we are of the 90, let's say 90, 1980, like yeah, as we are dying, the new generation have to flow with the new world order. They have to understand all these things, okay, and they have to think it's normal. They want to make it very normal. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what I meant as far as with the kids, because yeah, it's like changing the next generation to nothing but evil or their entire agenda. Or let's push that because now if we have drag time, story time or drag story time, and we have fifth graders. Did you see though? They have books that are almost
yeah, I saw that,
they're
man.
like yeah they're like depicting like porn in it and talking about crazy stuff, and they're talking about transgenders at like 6 years old. I mean, this is all the programming that is going to be the next generation, unfortunately. And then it's almost like, well, what happens after that? Value. I mean, like, what happens after that? Does the world end and then start over? Are we in the book of Revelations right now? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
We are in the book of Revelations. We're in the book of Revelations, and the issue is that when those kids, because from 0 to 7 years old, that's the programming period, okay.
Mhm.
Because whatever a child learns at that age becomes its reality. Because whatever you learn at that age goes directly to your subconscious mind. Okay, so you think it's normal because like you grew up in a country that it's okay to be LGBT, but you don't know that spiritually is very bad because you're opening realms to these demons, and once the whole place is polluted, man, like you need to when I go straight with people, they be like, okay, no, okay, you're Christian, you want to push up an agenda, you think people are bad. No, if you've actually been to a church and you see how these people get delivered from demons, man, because like in the real world, you think okay, homosexuality is good. No, it's okay. You can be that, you can be whatever. You have a choice to become whatever. Right? You have your own choices. But imagine that you were in the church, right? And this guy comes, he really wants to be saved by Jesus Christ, and he's like he's gay, and he goes to church, and you really see how he's been delivered from demons and demons, and and you see like he was gay before, right? But after that, he becomes someone else. He becomes something else. I mean, like he's changed completely. That's when you will know that behind these agendas, there are demons there, man. But people don't know
Mm.
because they've never been in that environment where they can see things for themselves and see things happen spiritually. But you just be like, okay, no, okay, like, Christians are against these people, like this is fight. But this life is spiritual, and if people don't want to like open their eyes to the things that happen spiritually, then it's just sorry for them. In the afterlife, they'll have to face it, whatever.
Right.
So as you can see right now, the whole agenda of the new world order is that they want to like legalize this thing. They want to make it worldwide. They want to make it worldwide. They want to make it like everywhere, and they have to start training the young generation to accept these things. That's why you have to see
Yes.
the drag time, story time for young
Right.
kids. Yeah, yeah. Because now, if you go like to like a 10-year-old, 15-year-old, they don't know anything. Like they were raised in that generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but us back in the days, 1980s, 1990s, it was bad, man. I mean, the way things have just changed is, in fact, I think the world is very short, okay? And like you said, when the book of Revelations, and the agenda has to go worldwide. Things have to be really bad. In fact, the world has to become really bad. That God will come with his angels to destroy this thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, that's what keeps me motivated and inspired and moving throughout the day. Because I definitely have that spiritual connection. But exactly to your point, I really don't even want to bring up his name because I'm so disgusted. But Lil Nas X is the
Yeah,
perfect is a perfect example because he came out with Old Time Road or whatever that was, and he was
yeah,
performing that in 2019. He was performing that on
yeah,
he was actually on Sesame Street. He was performing on Nickelodeon, and these
yeah,
are mad young kids,
yeah,
really, really young kids.
yeah,
So he comes out like this pop artist, and it's like Old Town Road. Oh, everybody's singing, and then within a year and a half later, he's straddling and lap dancing, Satan, and he has blood in his Satan shoe. So obviously they know what they're doing, and that makes me so sick that like I can't even think about that at times. It's just I guess you just have to take care of yourself and your family and be safe and be
yeah,
spiritual.
yeah. It's part of the agenda. Okay, it's part of the agendas. The issues that people love to be like they love to be deceived. I mean, like you should be very wise, okay? Because whenever, like I said, it's straightforward. The music industry is satanic, okay? No matter they can use whatever, they can use whatever. If they want to like push up an agenda, they can use anybody, okay? So when I saw Leonard's X, hooking up the kids, I knew it. I knew already that is one agenda to the next. I mean, he came one music, only one music, he blew up the whole world. One music, I was like, no, this guy has to be somehow satanic
Right,
because
right.
he never had a track or like he wasn't famous. Okay, he just came from nowhere and just used one music and when like they paid radio, they paid YouTube, they
Oh
paid
yeah.
how do you call it again? How do you call it? Sorry, okay. They paid all those media outlets to make sure that they blow him up. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
and because he was new, he was rising star. People just flowed, like people just gave in, and he went to elementary schools, started doing their performance and all these things there to gain the masses, okay, to gain the kids because they want the young kids to flow into these things. Like I said, it is not about us because we can do whatever they don't really care about us because soon we'll be dead, right? We like soon we'll be dead. But the young kids have to flow into this new world order. It's about them.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it is not about us because we came in a generation where we never had the internet. I mean, growing up, we never really had the internet. But this young generation, they were born in the
Yes.
generation. Okay,
Yes.
and people don't even know internet is black magic.
Mm.
Yeah, the internet is magic, okay?
Wow, that's
Because
powerful.
very seriously, man, people don't know it's the latest form of magic, okay? The internet, I mean, if you're born in the 90s, 60s, you not even believe it that you could take a phone and connect with someone from the other part of the world. It was magic, man. It was
Right,
magic.
right, right.
It was magic. And people are still like, oh no. Now you want to be like, okay, do you believe in God? No, like, how can you believe in a God? Is there someone up there? But you can take a phone and call someone at the other part of the world. That is
Yeah,
like mice. It would take you, in fact, you need it. It would take you days, even if you had to use a plane. But
right.
nowadays it's just normal, okay? People don't really think, but the whole truth is that internet is magic, and a lot of spirits are moving through these things. I mean, like if you go to the dark web, man, you would think it's crazy over there because there are a lot of demons around there, and if you just open a realm, those demons can flow through. So, like I said before, the main issue is this generation, the one this generation to be raised in the new world order. So they have to like just watch within um from like this 2021, within the next 2 years, 3 years, you will see another new guy or new kid just come from nowhere and still pushing up the same agenda. That's what they
Right.
do. Okay, they are all puppets.
Absolutely. You know, the sad part about the drop of blood in the sneaker is that now Tony Hawk, you know Tony Hawk, the pro
Yeah, I
skater,
saw it. Yeah.
he said something about they took his own blood, and there's a commercial about it. They took his own blood and they added it to the paint of the skateboard. I mean, is this going to be a regular thing now? This is so disgusting to see this. This is horrible.
No, like the issue is that the blood stuff is a ritual, right? It's a ritual.
Mm,
So
yeah,
whenever you take your blood and you add it to something, you become part of that. Okay. So it's like black magic, okay? And people do it always. People do that always. And if you look carefully, all those things sell out real quick. I mean, if you do that, it's a ritual. If you do that immediately, it will sell out. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just a ritual, to cast spells on the masses. And it's not like they'll do that always. No, no, they won't do that always. But
yeah.
if they do
Or
that,
at least out in the open.
yeah,
Because
I don't
you
know.
know they're doing it behind closed doors, of course, with their rituals and their sick, twisted, disgusting things that they're doing. Like I can't even imagine. But to just do it so in front of the cameras and so commercialize it, you're gonna commercialize putting blood in a product like that. That's just insane to me. That's just absolutely insane to me. But I wanted
It's
to ask
very,
you.
yeah.
I
Go
wanted to
ahead.
ask you, because you were saying about the internet being magic.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's very interesting. But I feel that in a couple years, we are all, because we're already all connected because to the internet, or we're all connected
yeah.
to right the web or whatever you want to say, just holding a phone and just carrying a phone around. Do you think that soon enough there's going to be transhumanism where we're going to actually connect two robots, and it's going to be almost like a human robot type hybrid,
Yeah.
or we're all going to be on the web at all times and we could be shut off at any time? What do you think about that?
Okay, like the main truth is that you have to understand that first of all, we are like overpopulated, right? So before the whole transhumanism and gender have to really flow, the world, like most people have to die. Yeah, most people have to die so that they could create a world where people could be controlled. First of all, number one, we are already controlled because if you're connected to the internet, all your informations are somewhere in the beast. There's a place called the beast. It's in Belgium. Look it up. It's in Belgium. It's a
Yes,
place
you were
called the
telling me
beast.
that on IG.
Yeah,
Yes, you told me
look it
that.
up.
Yeah.
It has all our information. If you have ever used the internet from I mean, like I told you like last time, right? That I mean, I've never come on camera with my mom, but imagine that Facebook knew exactly that this person is my mom. Yeah, but
Wow.
I've never taken a picture with my mom or anything, but Facebook knew that this is your mom and was like, this is your mom. So man, like Snapchat, they have all our information. Okay. So if they wanna like deal with you with in the next first of all, a phone has a microchip, right? So if they want to track you, they can track you. Google knows all your locations. They know where you are. So we are already connected to the internet, right? So but the main issue is that they want to eliminate human beings, right? They want to make sure that this world is controlled by machines. So the whole issue with transhumanism is that they want the humans to mesh with machines.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they can easily be controlled.
Right.
And that was like one of the main agendas which I heard about, like the main conspiracies which I had in the vaccines, right? Because actually, merging an mRNA cell with with your own cell is it's like transhumanism, right? And it was revealed in the last books, right? In the book of Revelation, that a time will come where they'll have to merge humans, and we'll give them the mark of the mark of the beast, and and the mark of the beast. You can buy, you can do whatever. Yeah, this is just a simulation program, because the real mark of the beast is coming soon. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it is because they're gonna say that it's even in the right hand or the forehead, right? I mean,
Yeah, man.
and it says exactly in the Bible that's pretty shocking,
Yeah.
So I mean, and there's gonna be what happens? There's gonna be some people that are just not gonna refuse it, and
Yeah. The issue is that if you're Christian, you have to make know that if you're true Christian, then during that time period, I think there'll be like a rapture, right? There'll be
mhm.
a rapture where everyone will like go in the air, but those who didn't, like, those were like fake Christians or false Christians, Muslim and the rest, will stay back. Okay, like they'll be the one that have to face that mark of the beast, whatever. But I know, because like God gave me a dream about that, so I really saw it for real. Like I saw exactly what happened, okay, during that time period, because in that dream it was straightforward, man. Like people had the 666 on their head, and when they were moving in the dark, it was shining like fire, right? It was shining through their face like fire, right?
Oh wow,
I saw it in dream, like I think when I was like a teenager, because I didn't make it to heaven. Yeah, I didn't make it to heaven. And what actually happened was that, in that dream, I was trying to buy porn. Yeah. And the world came to an end, and people just left. Even my little brother, he left. Like he went to heaven,
wow,
man.
oh
And I
wow,
was left there. And I was like, I just saw how those guys were coming. These guys, they don't have any pity, okay? I mean, like, they don't have pity. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're a kid, whatever. If you don't take a mark over this, they will deal with you. So
right,
like they were
right,
like they were just chasing me everywhere. I was running like I'm looking like a terrorist. I was running around. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
damn,
like
that's
they'll be like,
scary.
scary, man. It's very scary. Like, will you take a mark over beast? You're like, no. They will like get your hand, pierce your
Right,
body. And guess what? They know your weakness. I mean, they know your weakness. So they will make sure that they deal with you very well. So when I was moving in the street in that dream, I saw people with the mark of the beast. In fact, everyone had a mark of the beast. And when they saw me, they were surprised, because I never had a mark, man.
uh,
Yeah, because like on your face, you will see 666, man. The Bible is so straightforward, okay? It won't be like hidden, or it won't be like through the vaccine. It'll be straight 666.
oh my
Yeah.
god,
So you will actually see it, and you actually see the 666. You'll be like, no, this is the mark of the beast. Like, this is what this is what God said in the Bible.
yeah,
So yeah.
I know, so exactly too. That's what's so crazy about it. I mean, the Bible is not just a story that someone written up. You can read exactly where we're at now, and the fact that it actually says and talks about the mark of the beast is pretty amazing. Listen, I know it's really late there. I have two more questions for you, all right? Or I just
Okay.
I want to get your perspective on. One is, we were talking about when you have artists or you have people that just blow up overnight, and they just, with one song or whatever it is. Then you have these, and I've watched your videos. I've watched all your videos.
Yeah.
You have a couple videos where you talk about TikTok. People on TikTok
Yeah.
users that
Yeah.
overnight overnight they have 7 million, followers or whatever it is. So obviously that has to do with selling your soul. And I definitely want to know more about that because I'm a little bit, I'm very intrigued, but I'm really a little confused too, because isn't our soul from God? So how can we sell it? Let me know, bro. Let me know. Just let me know, because
Man, it's a very stupid question. That I see a lot of people ask me like, how can you sell your soul? I thought your soul belonged to God. Man, I want to ask you one question, right?
yes,
Your body, right? It belongs to God, right?
yes,
But you see ladies around the street, prostitute, they're selling their bodies, right? Like if I say, okay, she's selling her body, you will know, okay, she's selling her body. Yeah,
yes, yes. You're
yeah.
right. You're right.
So now when it comes to soul, people like, oh, like that is spiritual. You cannot, it's stupid, right? God gave us God gave us all these things, okay. God gave us use. He gave us soul, body, spirit. Okay, but his breath give life to that spirit, and that spirit, functions with your soul. And without your spirit, you cannot live. Okay. So it's actually possible to sell your soul because you're selling your soul to a spirit being. Okay. It's
Okay.
not like to a human being. Okay.
Right.
Humans, when it comes to the physical realm, you can sell your body to a human being. That's like we call it prostitution. And we all accepted that it's called selling your body. But people have limited themselves to the physical realm. That's why they don't believe that you can sell your soul. But in the Bible, it's written there you can sell your soul. In fact, even the book of Revelation is clearly written there that there's a part that there's a place where that like there's a market where they do exchange of souls. Check it in the Bible in the book of Revelation. You'll see there. So if the Bible talks about there's a place where they can they can exchange the souls of men, it means it's possible for human being to sell their soul. And number one, I think some days back, God gave me a dream about I saw the devil. Okay, I saw the devil, man. He came in the form of a man, and within the space of within like 2 minutes, he saw two souls. Then he left. I mean, people not believe me, but I cannot force them. Okay, in the afterlife, when we all dead, you will know that okay, yeah, you can sell your soul because it is real. I mean, in that dream, I saw the devil and I knew it was the devil, right? Because
Yeah.
he was in, yeah, he was in, yeah. So when I saw him, I was like, "What are you doing here?" He didn't even have my time. He was so focused, on these other things. And we're like a group of like 10 people. He just went around there, Then 2 minutes he left. So when I went back, I was like, "Bro, like, what did I saw the devil around you, right? What's he doing here?" Then that guy, like, he just he had a paper on his hand, and on that paper, I saw I'm in a deal with the devil, so I'm not allowed to speak. Okay,
Oh
I'm in a deal
wow.
with the devil. I'm not allowed to speak. I'm like, that's my own friend, man. Like, that is my own friend, and I can't believe like he just sold his soul, and he's not even allowed to speak. That he had to write it on a paper and show me, like, man, like this is it. Like, if you want to like read it, leave it. So this thing is so real. Okay, the issue is that we have to understand that we live in the spirit realm. Yeah, we live in the spirit realm. Demons are real. If you can see if people can agree the fact that demons are real, we have to understand that it's also easy for people to make deals with the devil. Like I said in my first video, that the first man who made a deal with the devil was he's called Nimrod. Yeah, Nimrod. Yeah,
Uh.
yeah. And he made a deal not even with the devil. He made a deal with Babel. Don't forget, like let me just give you like some kind of like spiritual overview. The same
Yeah.
way
Please.
God made his kingdom, the devil made the same stuff, right? So in God's kingdom, he has like 24 elders which always bow down and worship him. Okay. The
Hmm.
same way in the devil's kingdom, he has 24 elders which bow down and they worship him. And he has like four beasts. So those 24 elders One of them, their name is called Babel. Okay, so Nimrod made a deal with Babel about for him to become because if you read in the Bible, it's like he was a great hunter, right? He's a great hunter, and he was hunting men, right? He was so powerful than an average man, and like he went around, Belgium, Bulgaria, and other areas. He went around those areas. So he made a deal with the devil, and he was the one who brought evil back to the world. Because when God had when God had destroyed the world and there was a flood, no one was evil. Like the whole new generation was like they were all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go back to your topic of selling your soul. It's actually possible for a human being to sell his soul. And there are many rituals that people do to get to that area. And people have come to me like they are very straightforward. Like they know they believe in demons. They know that it's actually real. Yeah. And they have come to me. They're like, please, like I know that you know about these things, and please tell me how to sell. I'm like, no, I cannot tell you how to sell your soul
Right. So there's
because
certain ways and certain rituals and certain ways to do it.
yeah,
Do
like
you think
please.
that the people that actually do it though, do they
Mhm.
believe that, this is an actual thing that when I die, when I, go to the next realm, that this is my soul is really going to belong to the devil now and I'm guaranteed to go to hell? Or do they just sell it and say, hey, I want 7 million TikTok followers and I don't really care because I don't believe this anyway?
The truth is that the devil will appear, okay, when you're selling your soul, so it won't be hidden anymore,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
because you have to sign a deal with the devil in blood, and it's very easy nowadays because the Illuminati is everywhere, okay, it's everywhere. In fact,
Oh yeah.
where I was in because back I think like 3 months back I was in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I was in Abu Dhabi. They have their own agencies. Okay, they have their own in fact, it's very hidden. Yeah, they have their own houses, they have their own places. The Illuminati, man, like not like some the Illuminati. And if they look at you right, they can know your style. Okay, they can know you're gonna be very successful in future. They can they can actually see God's star in you. Okay, so when you see Lil Nas X, it was his fate. Okay, he was always gonna be a star. He was always gonna be a star, no matter what. Okay, so when they see you star, they come to you, they'll be like, okay, I want to make you successful. You think he's a person, right? No, but that's a devil using a human being's face to,
Okay.
to
Yeah.
communicate with her. Because there are those angels. In fact, in this realm, we have angels, we have demons moving around us every single day. I mean, honestly, if you go to the market, believe me, you have come across many demons, many angels, but you will not know because they are using the human face, right? They have a human face too. So they'll just like come to you, they'll be like, I know you'll be very successful and I can help you to become very successful. But you have to like, you know, sell your soul to me and all this stuff like, and it is real. You go there, you sign they'll give you a form, you sign your form, and they will tell you what you have to do. Yeah, they'll tell you the
Wow.
different rituals you have to do. And everything, it might look like it's a joke, but it's real. And the
Yeah.
moment you serve your soul, your spiritual eyes become very open. Now you're able to see both the physical realm and the spirit realm. So that's why if you look clearly, guys like um Beyonce, even Lady Gaga, they always go through depression. They're always depressed, even though they have all the money in the world. They have all the
Mhm.
money in the world. They have all fame. They have everything. That they have all the girls. They have every single thing, but they are still depressed. They want to kill themselves. That's
They got crazy eyes sometimes. They act weird. They twitch and their eyes are
yeah,
all like
yeah.
yeah.
It is because they've been psychologically disturbed of what they did because they know that in the next realm they'll burn in hell.
Yeah.
They know about
Wow.
that. Yeah, that's why they have no choice. Like they have to just go out, push their agendas because they want more souls to come to hell. And I feel sorry for for most people because they feel like we're the bad guys because like we're like exposing people. But if they know, if you actually know how bad it is to sell your soul, then you sell your soul. What else can you do? What else can you do? It's just like you have HIV/AIDS, right? You're like, yeah, like you have HIV. So you want us to go ahead and spread it to everyone, right? You want to like
Mm.
spread it, yeah, to everyone so that more people can also get sick. That's what they're doing. When you see Cardi B making this Stallion, no, that's what they're doing. These people
Yeah,
are out
you're
there
right.
to yeah, to bring more souls to hell. That's it. So we have to be very, very careful with secular music, mainstream culture, because it's all satanic.
And keep spreading the word as best as possible, like you do on your channel. Value for Viral. You guys got to definitely check them out. Hey, I got a question for you. First of all, thank you for clarifying that because I was asking a serious question too about the soul thing. I really didn't know about selling it. What? So I don't know if you know this question or not, but let's say you do go down that path as far as going to hell. I'm not talking about selling your soul, but
Yeah.
if you go to hell or you go to heaven or you go to I don't know where purgatory in between, you're a spirit. Do you come back to this world? Do you believe
No,
in like reincarnation or anything like that?
I do believe in lost spirits, right? You know, lost spirits. The issue is that you gotta know one thing, okay? There are some people that, in fact, it's a whole big chapter. Okay, it's a whole big chapter on its own. Some people are demons. Okay, they get in the like they get into the womb and they're being like yeah, where like the lady goes out, she will give birth to a demon, and you will see it very well. Like the demon, he'll be raised in the house, you grow up, but it's a demon. So those demons can reincarnate. They can reincarnate. They can come back, and it's real, man. It is so real. But like I know about white magic. Yeah, they know more about it, but they haven't really experimented that aspect. But when it comes to black magic, I've really seen how they have really experimented on the on the reincarnation because I've seen people in a village that they die and they come back.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah, like
some voodoo stuff going
man,
on.
you have to travel around this world. This world is like it's a whole mystery on its own. When
Yeah,
people sit in one place for the rest of their life, it's bullshit, man.
yeah,
It's bullshit.
yeah. You're
Travel
right.
around the world, man. Travel and see things, man. See these things with your own eyes, then so
Right.
that no one can like force I can force I can force disbelief on you, okay? But if you travel, you know about this, man. People die and they come back. In fact, they won't come back in that area, but they'll come back in another area, but they'll connect with their family, and they're like they can go ahead, they'll go ahead, they'll like get a job, do the job well, and even make money and send the money to the family. Yeah,
Wow.
for real.
All right.
It's very, very spiritual, man. And people even accept it. I had about I had a story of one guy. He died, he was buried, and he came back. And so when he came back right now, he couldn't come back in
Uh,
the same area. So he went to like a country in another country, and that country is in Africa. It's called Congo. It's a French, yeah, it's a French country. He died, he came back. So he got married there. So there he got married, he had wife, he even had kids, man. He got two kids.
wow.
So the wife was like, okay, man, like I need to see your family, man. I need to see your family, we've been married for years, and I need to see your family. I need to know about your family. So he was like, trying to like turn the wife around because he knew that he's dead already. Yeah, he knew that he's
All
dead
right.
already. So, but
Wow.
the wife just kept insisting over and over, over and over, over and over. So he kind of like took his wife, but before he went to his family, he told the family that I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm coming back. So tell the whole village, tell everyone that I'm coming back. because it's a normal culture there. Yeah, it's a normal culture there because those guys are very spiritual. They're very dead in voodoo, whatever you call it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they believe in ancient gods. So it's very normal around there. So the guy came back and he came back like they told the village chief, to pass the message around that this guy's coming back and don't make everyone to know that he's dead. So yeah, so the guy came back. They made a whole big party. People like enjoy. People like yeah, like 2 days, 3 days. He left with his family back, but everyone know that that guy is dead and his grave right is even behind the house. So it's a whole culture on its own. But if you don't travel, you will never know about these things. Okay,
Yeah,
because
right.
I know that okay, like white magic, right? Some Caucasians are trying to like experiment this whole new age reincarnation, but it's not going. I mean, like
Uh,
I've seen many souls, go to hell just like that with all this reincarnation theory that they believe that when they die they can. No, those are demons. Those
mhm.
are demons. Like a human being, no, you only live once, okay? You only live once. But demons can come true, die and they get reincarnated, die, they get reincarnated, die, they get reincarnated, and you feel like no. So be very, very careful. That theory is a whole stupid new age bullshit that doesn't really exist.
Yeah,
And when it comes to like the whole death part, let me just give it just a little bit. The issue is that people don't know that they came from God, okay? So the reason why you're on earth is just to fulfill a mission, and that's why the time period is very short. You have like maximum 70 years, and no matter what you acquire on earth is bullshit. The main issue is that you have to fulfill your mission and you have to give an account of the life you live on earth. So whether you're poor, whether you're Asian, whether you're African, whether you're Caucasian, it doesn't really matter. Okay, you have to give an account of of how you live your life on earth, and the mission which you were sent to fulfill.
right.
So when you're done with that, you will go to God, and God is so real, man. Like He's so real. I mean, if you could really like take your time and pray every single night, He will come and speak to you. He will try to like connect with you, and He can like tell you what you have to do or what He wants you to do. But
Yeah,
yeah, it is so real. It is not a fake theory, or it's something that is very real.
I
And
definitely believe that for sure. I have a lot of angels around me all the time too. I do. I feel like that because I see like 1111, or I'll see certain where I feel like it's a coincidence, but it's not a coincidence. I feel like, hey, listen, if I have guardian angels or angels around me, I definitely feel like I'm in the right direction, and I feel like I'm closer to God. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I
see,
have demons around me. You know what I mean? I'm not just going through life with these demons around me. I at least feel like I have some type of
angels around you.
yeah, yeah. You know how it is. You know how it is. All right, listen, we're almost out of time, but the last thing I have to ask you, because I'm obsessed with this. Um, reptilian human hybrids.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like they definitely exist. When I talk about this is when people draw the line and say, okay, now you're crazy. Because I'll talk about, you know what I mean? Like I'll talk about a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, but as soon as I talk about that, then I'm a lunatic and I need to, go somewhere with that. So, but I feel like they have to be demons, right? And they've been around forever.
Yeah, like that been alive like forever. The issue is that when it comes to the reptilians, right? They somehow like find a way to link themselves with humans. Back in the days, right? Fallen angels actually, had intercourse with humans, right? And
Yes.
when they, yeah, and when they died, right? Yeah, their spirits, right? Yeah, the issue is that you have to understand that, right? Human spirit cannot match with demonic spirit, right? But somehow those angels, came down on earth, measure spirit with human spirit, and they created what we call today giants, right? Giants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Giants were real, right?
Yes.
So those spirits, right, are not like they are hybrids. They're hybrids, right? They're not pure demonic spirit. Yeah, they're not pure demonic spirit, pure human spirit. They're hybrids, right? So that's where the whole theory is coming from. The Anunnakis, yeah, they came down, they meshed with human beings, and they created these hybrids, and they have been living here for generations and generations and generations, and they just keep, reproducing, 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 reproducing. But the issue is that if you have watched my videos, it is real. I mean, like, y-
Oh yeah.
they're everywhere, man. Like, they're everywhere. These Anunnakis, they're everywhere, and those people they are being kept at certain positions, right? Certain positions, like for you to be on national TV, like BBC, NBC. Honestly, most of those people are reptilians. I mean, they know how to lie. They can lie very well, and the whole world will believe them because they have that serpent tongue. And if you watch my video, I think I showed one on Russian TV. I mean, his tongue came out. Like, you can't make stuff up.
Yes.
You can't
Yes.
make stuff up.
I
I've seen a
saw
lot of these
that.
things.
I
Yeah,
saw
man.
that.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
so
a
how
lot of these.
would you be able that is the craziest thing in the world. There's so you got to check out his videos, guys. To see proof. Like I said, he brings receipts. He doesn't just talk about it like me, and people think I'm crazy. Would you be able to know if you were trying to hook up with somebody? Like if you were trying to hook up with a man or a woman, would you be able? Would you know? Or you just end up having intercourse with with a reptilian alien?
Actually, the issue is that your eyes cannot see the scenes. Okay, but the mirror, right? The mirror is a proof, right? That's why, if you go to the club, right, at night, man, like, there's some crazy, like, this is crazy story that, like, I talk about, like, memes, right? I'll make a whole video on that, on memes and how to find them, because when I go around saying that, okay, memes are real, people are like, oh, no, 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 you're crazy, they're not real. But it's something that is real, okay? And
Do you bring a mirror with you and just?
no, in the club, right? There are mirrors in the club, right? Yeah,
Oh yeah, right.
yeah. So you like take them, just take them towards the mirror, and don't want to go towards the mirror because they know that you want to, like, see their real form.
Wow.
Yeah, man,
So
it's real, man.
mirrors will do it.
Mirrors will do everything for you. Like, the mirrors, just the issues that you have to, like, focus yourself, right? You have to meditate, and you look through the mirror, and if you look through the mirror, if the person is not a pure human spirit, you will know. This is
Wow.
secret. Like, this is secret that most people don't even know. That's why a camera can capture a reptilian, but if you were there, you will not know that that's a reptilian.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So cameras can do that, mirrors can do that, and I don't even know what else. Like, water, like, yeah, the water, right? The reflection on the water face, right, can do that too.
Wow.
But your eyes, man, you know that already. Your eyes are limited. Your eyes can't even see a bacteria. Your eyes are very limited. So
Right.
people should not think that, okay, that they can just, see it easily and all these kind of things. No, you can't see that.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot. We just have filters. We can only see so much. There could be spirits around us right now. We don't know.
A lot of them, man, like, that's like moving through. In fact, every single day when you're going out, there are a lot of dead people around you, even.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the reason why, God had to close our eyes. God had to close our eyes, because if your eyes are open, you can, I'd like, my my girlfriend, right? She just told me that that her mom, her grandmom, her eyes are open, her third eye, and she
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
around holding knives, like, how cute, like demons, man.
Oh no. Oh my god.
It's
Wow.
crazy, man. Because I hear these new ages, these little kids, right? They be like, no, like, I want to see the truth. I want to see the truth. Like, they want to know every single thing, but they don't know that it's
Yeah.
dangerous, right? So be very
Yeah.
careful. Do not open your third eye, because what you see, you won't like. You won't like what you see.
Hey, that is a perfect way to end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up one. That is the perfect way to end it. That was, listen, this is value for viral. You definitely have to check him out on YouTube and check him out on social media and everywhere. But definitely check out his YouTube videos because we just scratched the surface tonight. We just scratched the surface tonight. If you really want to, dive right in, his videos will do it. Make sure you check it out, share, subscribe to his page as well. Value, any last words you want to say? Want to promote anything else?
No, like what I just want to say is that I want people to be very, very spiritual. As you're going through your normal life, think about what will happen in the next life because it's very important, man. It's very important for us to open our eyes to spirituality. And if you're limited, let's say in your location, take your time, travel around the world, see these things for yourself, and actually, make a choice because there won't be any like second chances. Like when you're dead, it's over. You can never come back to this world when you're dead. Like you know, there's something which I want to say, right? People have this idea that in the next life they'll have like this. They believe in this. Um, if you do good, you go to a good realm. If you do bad, you will like you go to a bad realm. But the truth is that after this realm is only two things: heaven and hell. And if you're living in immorality, if you're living in sin, if you're living in hate, unforgiveness and all these things, just know that you cannot go to heaven. I want to say one thing: the way you die, that's the same way you will be for the rest of your whole eternity. So if you're living in sin, that same way you'll be. People are like, why will why will God send people to hell? Okay, let me just explain that.
Sure.
Look at the devil. Yeah, look at the devil. Because he sinned against God, God cast him out of heaven, right?
Yep.
And up to now, he still has that same mentality. I mean, ever since he left heaven, I mean, like 10,000 years ago, he's still the same. That means the only place you can change is here on earth. Because if you let's say if you die and you're like, let's say you're like telling lies, or you like robbing, yeah, that's the same way you'll be. So you cannot go to heaven and you're robbing in heaven. No, you can go to
Right.
heaven. Yeah, you can go to heaven and but the issue is that people believe that when they go to heaven, they'll change. You cannot change in heaven. It's only here on earth. That's why if you see some of these guys, right, this afterlife, out of body experience, people like, okay, I went to hell, I went to heaven,
Yeah, yeah.
but you never hear like, okay, I was a bad person and I went to heaven. No, you will just like, I was a bad person, I went to hell, and God sent me back to earth because earth is the place where you can change. But if you die right now, and let's say you are a fighter, right? You know, fighting, you cannot go to heaven and change there because in heaven there's no fighting. Everything there's peace, everything there's okay. And man, the kind of structures you're seeing on earth, Dubai, man, like that's bullshit. In heaven, the houses are there are in fact they I'm telling you, man, serious. Like one guy, right? Um, he died. Let me just give you this short story. There was a guy, right? He was a very rich man on this earth, right? Yeah, he was very rich and he was very stingy. He will
Yeah.
not share with anyone. He will just he will hardly give, right? But for some reason he died and he went to heaven. Because maybe at that time period, because he was sick, right? So maybe like God, I'm sorry for all I've done. So he died. So when he died, he went to heaven. And he went to heaven. He saw structures like better than Bush Khalifa and another thing in New York. Better than that, man. He saw structures, different houses, different names. I mean, everyone names there. I mean, if your house is there in heaven, you have your own name, all your children's like they have their own house, that different families, right? So he went, he was seeing all these nice structures, he was being carried around by angels. He was like, wow, heaven is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when he went now, he went towards the end, right? And they showed him his own house. It was a very small padded house. And I was like, what? So you want to be like, I'll be here and I'll see all these nice houses, and that's my house in heaven. He was like, no, 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 no. I was a rich man on earth. Don't forget that. I was a rich man on earth. Don't forget that. I had all these kinds of things. So the angel told him that the reason why you don't have a nice house in heaven is because while you were on earth, you didn't invest in charities. You didn't share your
Oh,
money to
right, right.
people. You didn't help people. You are very stingy. And guess what? All those things are now on earth. But don't forget, as it was written in the Bible says that you have to invest in charity. You have to share your money with people. You have to help people. You have to do good things to people.
100%.
Because yeah, and because no matter what you do there, God will reward you. But people believe that if you do good on earth, God should reward you on earth. No, but he's actually building a house in heaven, and yeah, because that's where you'll be there forever. So
Mhm.
stop thinking about doing good for good. No, do good, do good for the sake of God. Don't do good for good. Okay, so help people, share your money with people. Don't be stingy. Share money that like that. There are many poor kids in Asia, Africa. You can help them. Like $100 is not bad for you. So
Yeah, yeah,
make sure
right.
like keep that habit of being good to people, because no matter what you do, you're being rewarded in heaven. So that's what I,
Yes.
I just wanted to say.
That's a great way to end it, bro. That's a great way to end it. Listen, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I know it's, what, 4 a.m. now?
Like 4 in the morning right now.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it because the times obviously mess things up, but you still, you stayed on our schedule, so we really appreciate that. But listen, hey, this was part 2. We did the IG live. This is part 2.
Yeah.
Come back for part 3 any day, anytime. I really appreciate it. You have a good one, all right, man?
Okay, man. Thank you very much.
All right, take care. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Value for Viral. Don't forget to check him out. You have to check out his page. His YouTube page is where it's at. You can check him out at. I'm pretty sure he has all social media. But just search Value for Viral and everything will pop up, and you can definitely check out his YouTube page. I recommend it because, like I said, we just scratched the surface. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mixture of Variety. I go by the name of Patient Zero. We do an audio show Monday and Wednesday on Cast. If you want to catch us live, otherwise you could just listen on any podcast platform imaginable. You can listen on Spotify and Apple and Stitcher and iHeart and everywhere else. Just listen to us there. If you wherever you're doing or wherever you're at, you can check us out there. And then obviously the live stream every Friday night. Thank you guys for watching. The people that have been watching the live stream, I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. And every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, this is where the party's at. Next weekend, Nikki P will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki P will be back, and we're going to have a banger, just like we always do. And make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. And with that being said, you guys have a great night. See you.